Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this episode How to Thrive When Faced with Doubters or Non Supporters. Don't we love them? Don't we love them? I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today, as always, because in this episode, episode 9, woo, we're almost at double digits. We're going to analyze the situation, or I'm going to do my very best to give you guidance in your specific situation, I must say. We're going to develop our self belief and confidence, and also think of some action steps that can help you moving forward in this specific circumstance. But before we start, I want to ask you for a huge favor. I can't thank you enough for all the support, for the feedback, the messages, the reviews, the sharing, all of that. It means the world to me. However, if there's one episode that I'm going to ask you to share with other people, it's going to be this one, and I'm going to tell you why. In different times of life, I personally have experienced that there have been naysayers, non believers, and it's hit me hard. And I've allowed it to really get to me, which is why I'm so passionate about this topic. And perhaps whether there's an athlete, whether you know a high school teenager, or maybe a college athlete, or maybe somebody who's, building up the courage to start their own business or move up in the rank and at their job, or maybe they want to build the courage to have better relationships, or whatever the case may be, please send them this episode because I believe it's going to help them. And I can't thank you enough once again for doing that. Now let's get to the good stuff, the reason why you're really here. Okay, I'm going to ask you to start this episode by imagining and thinking about this one specific circumstance or experience that you are going through. What is it that you are seeking to accomplish, or maybe that you have already accomplished, or you're getting very close, but people's input and feedback is sometimes kind of like, it scares you and it makes you want to not, or sometimes it discourages you or makes you want to go the other way, or it just hurts your feelings. Think about that one specific thing, and then let's move with that moving forward throughout the episode. Whenever I talk about this experience or this thing that you're going through, you're going to think about that. Now, let me ask you this very key question. Why do you care so much? Why do you care so much about what people think? It is not a rhetorical question. Let's elaborate a little more. Sometimes when we have a specific goal, we can only accomplish that goal with someone who has a golden ticket, with somebody who needs to give you a yes. Kind of like in America's Got Talent or something like that, where there's like a golden ticket or the judges have to say yes and you have all these hopes and dreams. It happened to me. It happened to me very early on in life when I wanted to be a college athlete on a scholarship. For some reason, I had this desire of somebody thinking that I was good enough for my education to be paid for, my university education to be paid for. And I remember I convinced my parents that I was going to get my legs together because I had been doing very well. I had some verbal offers of like, hey, if you run with us, we're going to pay you, the year before my last year of high school. And then my last year of high school, something happened to my legs. Long story, I'm not going to bore you with the details right now. And all those offers were said, never mind, I can't give you this money. And I don't blame the coaches. But there was one coach who offered me to walk on. And basically, you get to be part of the team. You get a uniform, you compete, you are on the bus, you do everything with the team, but you're just not getting paid for that. And you have to prove yourself to earn a scholarship. And so I convinced my parents. This school was $40,000 a year, which for us, it's a lot of money. If you're listening and you don't think it's a lot of money, please contact me and, mentor me. But for us, it was a lot of money, $40,000 for one school year. And I convinced my parents that I was going to get myself together and I was going to be the best runner that I could be, and I was going to earn this scholarship. And after a horrific year of embarrassing myself, my teammate, my uniform, my school, my parent, everything, I was instead kicked off the team. And so now I kind of have to go back to my parents and say, hey, never mind, that didn't work out. Here's the thing. I cared because my coach had my golden ticket. You care because there's somebody who needs to sign off on that dream or that goal that you have. But sometimes, whenever they don't believe or whenever they don't see what you don't see, it's not about you. it's because that golden ticket is for someone else. And your golden ticket, if that's what it comes down to, that somebody needs to sign the golden ticket, somebody else has it. For me, somebody else had my golden ticket. I had two angels, I had coaches who were meant to be in my life and helped me discover that I needed surgery and all the things. And then I got myself up to a level to earn that scholarship that I had wanted for so long. It took me, I kid you not, from the age of 14 to 21, about 7 years or so, to earn this scholarship, of having this goal. And the golden ticket didn't appear until it finally did. But that's why it hurt, that somebody didn't believe, because I believed in myself so much. And I knew that this was possible for me. And maybe you feel the same way. You think, oh man, it's because I want to accomplish this. And if they only gave me a chance. But it's not about them. It's about you, and perhaps not fitting perfectly in that journey. We talked about those puzzles in our last episode, episode 8, how sometimes we have to take a step back and make sure that our puzzle piece fits somewhere else. So if that is what it comes down to, and that is why you care, don't lose hope, and that golden ticket could be elsewhere for you. Now, if you're thinking about the fact that, hey, my family, my friends, I care about them. It's people who are important to me. I need that base. I need that foundation. I need that, not even validation, but that support system. I understand. And I can tell you that I've had that for a very long time. Family, they're my rock. They really are. But I do sometimes have very wonky ideas that they don't understand. And it's nothing against family members or friends or acquaintances. But the thing is that you are on a very specific journey. You're not meant to live the life that somebody else lives. And so you have to also think about, what kind of advice am I seeking? What kind of suggestion am I seeking? And this person specifically, I'm not talking about my family anymore, but just in general, what level are we on? Sometimes we speak a different language than the people around us. We expect for people to be as excited as something that we're going to do as we are, when in reality, they have their own life going on. And perhaps whenever you share, hey, I want to quit my job and start my business, or hey, I'm going to get in the best shape of my life, or hey, I'm going to find the love of my life, or I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And you come so excited to them, and they just had bad news, a bad conversation, or they just, not succeeded at something that they were doing, or something just happened in their life, and they give you that feedback that's like, you're not. Well, that's not going to happen. Or they laugh for something, and then you feel discouraged and you take it personal. You think, oh no, it's me. And when in reality, it's not you. In reality, it could be that there's something on their end that is creating that mismatch of communication. Also, think about whenever you are on a journey that you are striving to accomplish a lot. Unfortunately, not everybody speaks that language. And people are going to have mental barriers and hurdles for themselves, and they may project those onto you. So, what happens? You once again are speaking that different dialect, and they don't understand what you're trying to say, because sometimes we can only support others as much as we're willing to support ourselves. So don't take it to heart. Don't blame them for not supporting you. Just be mindful of whom you're sharing these ideas with. That is the key. If you know that you are vulnerable or susceptible to what other people are going to say, try your best to not share. And if they do have some input that was not asked for, then of course you can. We're going to work on that in the next steps, to create those kind of blinders that are going to help you stay focused and confident in your journey. And when it comes to society as a whole, yes, you're going to challenge yourself and you're going to do things that are sometimes different. You can't be looking around to who's going to judge you or what they're not going to support. Everybody is doing the best that they can. And sometimes it doesn't look like that, but everybody's doing the best that they can in the best way that they can at this moment. So allow yourself to do that for yourself. Don't put yourself in a situation where You're going to feel discouraged by what other people feel and think or say. So, once again, self analyzing, we talk about this a lot, having that self awareness. Why is it that you care so much? Is it because somebody has a golden ticket? Is it because you're seeking that validation or that support because your loved ones are important for you? I understand. But now let's focus on how you can build a foundation for yourself. Your beliefs are going to be a critical role. This is why I tell you that visualization is going to be key. This is why I have a vision board. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the vision board back here. This is why I have vision boards on my phones. This is why I have, why? Because my mind, you cannot convince me of what I am going to accomplish. You cannot convince me that my dreams and my goals and my craziest aspirations that sometimes connect zero to where I am right now cannot happen. You cannot convince me of that. Good luck trying. If anything, you're going to be out of my life. And I share this with you because it plays a very strong role. You're creating strong, I don't know, I want to call them bonds. I'm not a doctor, but like those strong connections in your brain, mind, brain, all that good stuff. It really, really works. So develop that self-belief. Allow yourself to envision what your future is going to look like. I was just having this conversation with a one-on-one client. I said, hey, look at the 5-year you. What is that person doing? And say, hey, I want a little bit of the confidence. I want a little bit of the pep in my step. I want that kind of schedule. Embody that. Be who that person is going to be. Give yourself 1 week of acting, of dressing, of speaking, of doing what that person does in their schedule. And you're going to see how things are going to shape a little differently for you, how you're going to start believing that it is possible. When all else fails, when people don't support, when people don't listen, when people doubt you, when people are vocal about that, what you have is yourself. People are going to come and go, but let's face it, people have a life. You have yourself. You are the only person who's going to be with yourself from beginning to end of your entire life. Not your parents, not your siblings, not your kids, not your friends, nobody. You, with yourself from beginning to end. Be your best friend. Be your cheerleader. Don't expect anybody else to have a megaphone and pom-poms. Go. No, you go. You be your own cheerleader. You cheer yourself on. You say, I can do this. I can do this. Goodness gracious. I remember the other day, I was driving for the first time in the UK, and I call it the wrong side of the road, but really it's the opposite side of the road. And I was like, I can do this. I can do this. And my hands and my feet were like sweating and just something so simple. But I was like, I can do this. I've got this. I've got this. Good grief, Claudia, you moved across the world. You can do this. I was so serious about this, believe me. And that takes me to my next point, building your confidence. When I was in university, my parents, my name is Claudia, if you didn't know. It means lame and crippled. Lame and crippled. They named me Claudia for a very kind reason. However, when I tell you that people in university thought that I was either very out there or very lame. I would walk around in pencil skirts with heels and a blouse, kind of like this blouse or something nicer, and blazers. Like, oh yeah, I was really into that. And if I had a meeting, because I come from a network marketing background, I would wear that all day long until I had practice. And I would literally, unapologetically, no shame, practice my speeches for speech class, my presentations for various courses. I would, sit and embody the person that I could be. People used to make fun of me. You're never going to drive a Mercedes, or you're never going to, oh my gosh. And if I look back and I think about it, I kind of cringe. Like I kind of cringe at the idea of ever visiting my alma mater. But, oh, you couldn't convince that girl that she couldn't do it. And I want the same thing for you. Embody it. Embody it. Be it. Take that step. When it's scary, when it's intimidating, when you look like a total weirdo in front of other people, go out there and do it. Go out there and do the thing that scares you. Go out there and do the thing that perhaps other people are questioning why you're doing it or how you're doing it or how are you ever going to get away with it. Go out there and do it. Not for anybody, for yourself. Build that confidence. Here's the thing, life is gonna come. And I tell you this probably in every single episode, and I hope that I sound like a broken record. Life challenges are gonna come. Life is going to sometimes wanna shake you to your core. But it's those beliefs that you create within yourself that are going to be the strongest foundation, brick after brick, and brick after brick, and brick after brick. You tell yourself, the world is shaking. Maybe people don't believe. Maybe people are laughing. But you know what? I am going to do this. And brick after brick, and brick after brick. And you build, and you build, and you build. But underneath, there's that foundation. And that foundation is your belief system. That foundation is the fact that you have visualized. You made a vision board. That foundation is that you have the right relationships. You're listening to the right voices. That is it. For every person who dares to say anything negative to you about your journey, there are 9 people who are probably secretly cheering you on or you are inspiring. Do not let one person who's having a bad day or had a bad experience ruin the potential that you have in your life. Don't you dare. Don't. Allow yourself to grow. I am growing through what I'm growing through. Grow through what you grow through. Okay? And that takes us to our last point. Don't prove to anybody. One of my biggest pet peeves would be, or not pet peeves, but I don't like it when people say, oh, I'm going to prove them wrong. Or I'm going to prove to other people that I can. Or no, what are you doing proving to other people? You're wasting your energy on people who don't even want to see you succeed. You don't have anything to prove. Be the best that you can be. Do because you're passionate. Do because you have a purpose. Do because you have guts. Do because you have courage. Do because you have clarity of what your life can be, or curiosity of what your life can be. Do because of that. Don't do because you want to prove someone wrong. Don't do because you want to, shut someone's mouth or whatever language sometimes we say. We get so into it. Oh, yeah, you know. No. Do because it feels right for you in the most positive way. And people might come back and say, man, I doubted you. And I'm sorry. Or, hey, you inspired me. Lewis Howes talks about this. He talked about this in one of his episodes, how I believe he shared that he wanted to start the School of Greatness and a friend of his made fun of him. Or like that was a silly name. And now he's Lewis Howes, and who doesn't know the School of Greatness? It's amazing. It's inspiring. Can you imagine that? If he had allowed a friend to discourage him of such a wonderful name to a wonderful brand? Wow. Beautiful. That's where it comes. Give yourself that confidence. Give yourself the belief systems that are going to work. Know where you're going. Be certain about it. The journey could be messy. Some people will support. Some people will not understand. It's okay. You don't have to speak everybody's language. But don't stop. And don't stop for other people, especially for other people. I believe in you, as always, and I hope that this episode has served you. I'm going to ask you to please give it a like, follow, leave a review, leave a comment, share with someone you care about, because I am on a mission. I'm very excited about what we're doing. It feels right. I feel like my soul has come back. It's alive. I feel on fire in the best way possible. And I cannot thank you enough for being part of my journey. I believe in you. I believe in the greatness that you want to accomplish. If you want me to support you in your journey, you know I have the one-on-one mindset coaching. If you want to develop that resilience, which is visualization, goal setting, taking the right action, being fully focused on what you want to do, get the vision board course, see it created, link down below. and let me know how else I can support you. Don't forget to be the optimal leader of your life. I believe in you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.